Ladies and gentlemen, it's finally happened. Season 7 of the Guild versus Guild, the Guild Wars, is upon us, and my guild is fighting against somebody already, which is pretty cool. So this is going to be the first ever Guild versus Guild content that I feature on my channel here, so welcome if it's your first time viewing, which for everybody, it's going to be, so welcome to everybody. We're going to go ahead and take a look at what's going on here, essentially. So far, we're at 64 to 51%. We've used less attacks than them too, which is pretty cool. So we should have a pretty decent chance of winning this. Now, all things considered, I'm still a bit of a noob or not quite as knowledgeable about Watcher of Realms as some content creators out there. So, for example, like Fastidious is absolutely fantastic, and there's a bunch of other content creators out there too that I benefit from even as well. So, if there's something I'm doing wrong, if I'm a bit, out of the loop on something, certainly feel free to let me know down in the comments below, and also make sure to subscribe and like the video if you want to see more content like this. So, let's go ahead. Let's hop in. Something that will probably shock people as well is I am 100% free to play, which again, considering this roster, might be a bit shocking. But so far, in the Guild versus Guild, we have 6 wins and only 1 defeat there on the battle record. Nobody's tried against my team too. I'm not entirely sure why. It might be the thing that I have Praetus and Valeria, or Valkyra, I should say, and Ingrid on there, as well as Brokir and Elowin. But, hey, it is what it is. This is my setup that I use for this particular team. Let me know if I'm doing something terribly wrong down below. This is my primary team here that people have been attacking, and we've got 6 defensive wins so far. So we got I over here. You can't really see because of my large cranium. We have Hollow, Sun Wukong, Silas, who I actually just did a showcase on, but you'll be seeing it before this video, and then Torador, of course. So my defense is holding pretty strong so far. Let's go ahead and let's take a look at the enemy team and see if there's some attacks that we can get in here. Now, interestingly, I do kind of like going against teams like this where everything's kind of clustered up, because it gives me a decent chance of defeating it using the magicians, essentially. I forgot their particular name, but these guys right here. So I believe it's like this I would access it. Yes, so the bookkeepers are so strong for when you have any sort of clustered enemies like this. The only problem is, of course, Praetus is going to have some range down here, so that might not work the best. My clan, or my guild, I'm just going to call them clans because, like, realistically that's what they are. And I come from Raid Shadow Legends, so I'm more familiar with that terminology. My clan doesn't seem to have any rules or anything like that in terms of attacking multiple times or those sorts of things. So if I do defeat this team, I can defeat them again, essentially. We do also have another team here. Again, everybody's kind of clustered up. We don't have any sort of a healer either, and we only have Hex for magic damage, which could be interesting. So if we send in the bookkeepers and they start getting some damage on Abson here, that's going to basically spread out and go to the other heroes as well, which could be a pretty cool way to win it. We do also have an interesting team here, so this one's going to look significantly harder to beat. I'm not too familiar with the setup on this because I haven't really looked into the strongholds there, but let's go ahead and let's see if we can't defeat this team. I think for the most part, we can probably just do it defaultly. We could also try to bring in some sort of, like, air attack here, because, well, that's probably not going to be a good idea though, just because we have, like, multiple that can target air. But what I am noticing is that we don't really have too much for blockers. So realistically, if we take out our archers there maybe, and then if we bring in just some sort of, like, spam units. So there's a couple different ways we could do this. We could use the necromancer. Obviously, we could bring in the dogs. There's the rare version of the dogs that could be used as well. They are significantly more leveled up, of course, so let's go ahead and click affiliate as well, just to get some extra BP coming in here. So I think we will take the dogs, and we might try and sneak them in a little bit there to, get past and get some damage, essentially. And this will be my first ever attack of Guild War Season 7, so this is pretty exciting stuff. Now, this attack range is absolutely insane that we've seen there. I think that's from Eovar, right? It's just kind of, it showed the attack range, like, stacked up all over them, but we're going to go ahead and slow it down here. We're going to place them pretty much on top of each other so that they can do good things as they come in. Unfortunately, I should have probably placed a tank first so that we could draw out the ultimates, because I think these guys are probably going to get clapped pretty quickly. Ay, they certainly are. This is a bit of a shame. One of them's dead already. I definitely screwed the pooch on that one, I think, because all of the ultimates just came straight into, straight into my squishy magic dealers, which is a bit of a shame. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to place down the tanky boy here once we get to 10, I think. And then with the tanky boy, we're probably going to also throw on a healer, I would think, at some point. We'll probably get the healer on him like this, just so he can stay alive. And I think we'll save up for 6 cost now. And then when we get the 6 cost, we'll go ahead and put in 2 of the dogs as well and just try to get them past their tank there as well. So we only have 4 dogs, right? So nothing too crazy. The tank does go down. So I think we have a pretty good chance of getting them through. Yeah, they're off to the races. We don't need to worry about it too much. We have enough going through to go ahead and defeat this team, thankfully. Bit of a blunder there at the start, though, of course, sending in my squishies before the tanks, but it kind of is what it is, I suppose, at the end of the day. So we did take him out without really too much of an issue there. Again, my guild, my clan, my compadres don't really seem to have a rule against attacking multiple times, and I have 8 attacks in total that I could do, so I think we'll head and do this again here. I'm going to try to send in the tank first to essentially just soak up some of that damage, and then we'll see if we can't get some extra use out of the bookkeepers there as well. I think it'll be pretty cool. So we're going to put him in. We're now just saving up a bunch of points essentially until we get to essentially 10 there, just so that we can do the 2 of them at the same time. As you can see, all of their ults are getting triggered by my tank there, which is perfect, so they're going to have significantly less damage. My tank already took out the Absen, which is a bit of a shame as well, because it makes this a bit too easy here, I would say. We'll go ahead, we'll throw in another tanky boy probably, because why not? He's again going to draw out the ultimates from the Eovar, and then we're just going to go ahead and throw in like 2 dogs, and then we're also going to throw in like a healer or something like that as soon as we can. I don't think we really need it. They're off to the races. They're going to be getting through to the core, so we can take it out without really too much of an issue, and we're already 2 for 2 on our attacks so far. I know I should probably spread out and attack like different teams a little bit to get some extra experience, but I mean, it is what it is, I guess, as long as we get the win. If I'm missing something with that, though, and if there is more of a strategy to it, definitely let me know down below, of course. Let's go back here and see. So I still do have 6 attack attempts. This particular team over here is undefeated so far. He's not had anyone try to attack him, though, so if we're lucky, perhaps we can change that. A strategy I'm seeing already, again, is to send in the bookkeepers, though, because they'll get to about, like, probably here, and then they'll be able to start attacking, and they'll be able to do damage to, obviously, Olog, and then also Hatsut at the same time. So I think we'll go ahead and attack this. We will edit the team a little bit. Not interested in bringing in the dogs for this fight. I think what we're going to do instead is we're going to go ahead and bring in the archers. Now, I would be interested in, of course, bringing in the Golem version, so I already forgot their name, but these particular guys here, the Garnet Guards, the Golems we'll call them, but I only have them at level 2 because I wasn't able to farm them very efficiently, essentially, so I've leveled them up once, but they're still pretty weak. They don't do a whole lot of damage, so we'll go ahead and see what we can get done here. We are going to send in a tank to start off, kind of same as last time, so we can draw out the ultimates, especially from the Kira. And then, of course, the Hatsut ultimate will be good for them to spend as well as the Praetus, so there's a lot of ultimates that we're really focused on getting out there. And then as soon as we have the ability, we're just going to go ahead and double up on the Bookkeepers. And we're going to hope, essentially, that they're able to do enough splash damage to start taking people out here, which they are very effectively. They already took out the Hatsut there, so that's a significant amount of DPS down the drain. Of course, we do still have the Praetus to deal with, which is a bit annoying, but I think what we can probably do here is just put in another tank, and then we're going to kind of double up on our more squishy damage dealers so we can just get through that Olog a little bit quicker, because as you can see, he's shielded, he's underneath the hollow, there's so much stuff going on there, so much craziness. We might not make it, actually. There we go, we do make it, thankfully. And then I think now we can probably just throw in some archers as well, and hopefully they'll have the ability to take out the Praetus there. That's fingers crossed, at least. We'll also throw in a healer to try and help out a little bit. Hollow going down would be nice as well. Praetus is not going to go down. This is unfortunate. I might lose here, gentlemen. This is a fairly decent team, actually, with the way everybody's kind of converging, right? So placing the Valkyria up there was very smart. unfortunately, that is it. We have lost against that team. Oh no, what a shame. The content creator lost a battle. Guess I'll have to retire. We will try again against a different team, essentially. This one's a bit interesting. They have a healer over here, of course. This Lily, I think her name is, she can actually basically proc like an unkillable on somebody, so she's a bit annoying to try and deal with. Let's see what we got going on over here. Same kind of thing. Everybody's just clustered up, though, so if we can get some magic damage dealers up here, we can do significant splash damage to these, which could be pretty cool. Let's see what some of the other posts have for us, though. So we have something like this. Everybody's kind of spread out sporadically. And then we have everybody just kind of clustered up at the end here. I found, of course, that, you know, any sort of cluster like this tends to be not as strong as it could be, certainly. Let's see. So this is a very strong, very, very strong team composition here. So we have Ingrid, Praetus, and then Brokir up here as well, which is going to make it very hard to try and attack that particular team. And I don't really have a strategy lined out for dealing with a team like that, so I think we're going to move on to potentially another post here. This particular team is all clustered up at the end there. I want to see what somebody attacked them with, and this is one of the things that I absolutely love about Watcher of Realms, is with these Guild v Guilds, you can just go and view the replay of what your clan mates have done to this particular defense. So I can now come in, I can see obviously what demon soldiers were used, and then I can also see like the timings on them. I can see how effective it was and all those sorts of things. Now I do have Maw, but he is only level 1, so he's not, you know, incredible. But him paired with a healer might just be enough to really get us through there. I'm curious this player's Maw, what level he is, but the Maw didn't really do a whole lot. We do have some air units coming in here now, though, as well. Is this Ezrein? Yeah, it's Ezrein is doing a phenomenal job, actually, of keeping everybody topped up there, which is pretty surprising. But what is nice about Ezrein is he can heal people outside of his range as well, I think, which is pretty cool. And he also has an ability that you can't do more damage to him than 50% of his max HP. I think it's Ezrein, at least, that can do heals outside his range. I might be confusing him with, like, Visomi or something like that, though, but let's go back here. This is where the most people are not defeated, so I think we should probably try and change that. Now, what I'm thinking, we could try to go against this team again. I don't think that's going to go too well, though. This team over here looked a little bit more damageable. We're going to have something crazy going on here. We'll try this team. We'll try a very similar strat, honestly, so we'll try to get our you know, magic damage dealers going up first there, and then try to take out the tank, but more specifically splash damaging the Sun Wukong as well. We do, of course, have Sylas here, who's going to be a bit annoying, so I think what we'll do is we'll go ahead and just send in a healer to really, like, trigger everybody's ultimates. And then once the ultimates have been triggered by pretty much everybody, we'll wait for, like, you know, for example, the Sylas ult to go away. And then once that's done, we'll go ahead and send in our magic dealers, and they should be able to hopefully get some splash damage there. Sun Wukong on his ultimate range is absolutely busted, by the way. It is insane. It is insaneness. We don't get the splash damage that we needed. No. They came back very quick with the ult there. I should have saved up more cost as well. This is not going well whatsoever. But you live and you learn, I suppose. Luckily, my guild doesn't take it too much to heart when you lose these fights and whatnot, it doesn't seem. So hopefully I can get some work done here. We have the summons coming in from Sun Wukong as well, which is a bit annoying. We finally take down Olog. Finally, we get to Sun Wukong. We do take him down as well. So we do have some of our gals just walking past there, which is pretty nice. We're going to go ahead and we're going to bring in a tank, and we're just going to place in some archers behind that as well. And as long as one of these guys get through, it's going to be enough to get us the win there, which is pretty cool. So we did blunder a little bit at the start, but you know, it is what it is. I suppose our tank's gotten through. We don't really need to worry about too much else. Just need to wait for him to meander his way on over, and we are winning. Definitely a more challenging team than I thought it was going to be, though. I shan't lie. But at the end of the day, we managed to pull it off. So is. And now I have a choice, because I could realistically try to attack that team once again. I could also go on to a different team. I think I'll go on to a different team just because I want to see what more of these have to offer, essentially. So we have a Gon and a Uridin and then a Soul Cadence. I think that is way back here. I'm pretty sure that's who that is, right? Ajax. God damn it, I look like a noob now. I don't have him, so I'm not overly familiar with him, but essentially what we can do here is potentially the same kind of thing, like just splash damaging. We could also send in our tank followed by the two melee damage dealers. Hatsuit I don't think is going to be able to reach us here. So really here is where Hatsuit's going to become dangerous, right? So I think we'll try that against this team. We'll see what we can do here. A team similar to this. I should honestly probably start bringing in like the hatchetmen, the guys with the big axes there, just so that I can use them instead, because I think they're leveled up a little bit more as well, because these chicks are only at level 2, which is a bit of a shame, but we're going to send in our tank to trigger the ultimates. Of course, Uridin uses his ultimate like right away for some reason, which is a bit odd. I wish there was more like AI customization essentially with this, but it kind of is what it is, I suppose. The only downside to really trying to use these chicks against Gon is, of course, his damage reflection, which is a bit annoying. So yeah, we don't really get anywhere at all. Those shields are coming in super clutch from the Vortex as well there, unfortunately. So I think we'll send in the double magic dealers here now. We take out the Uridin, which is nice. We'll get a healer in there just to support our big boy. And then, of course, Gon does pop his ultimate as well there, which is a bit of a shame. We're going to save up 8 cost and get 2 archers going in here as well. Gon is such a ridiculous tank. I do have him. May have to start building him out more. Unfortunately, we have the ultimate coming in from the Hatsuit, which kind of shreds us there, but we do take out Vortex here right away, hopefully, and then Ajax isn't going to be enough to stop us on his own, I don't think. So we'll just send through another tank, another healer. We already have enough people getting across, though, so we don't need to worry too much. That Vortex combined with the Gon, though, was absolutely insane for like the initial tankage there. Like, that was so crazy. I'm going to try that same strategy. So I'm going to attack this same team again. And I want to see, essentially, what sort of a change can be had by bringing in the hatchet damage dealers instead of the little knife ladies. And these are the names that were made for the team, by the way. It's not me just forgetting what they're called. This is definitely what Moonton decided to call them. So let's go ahead and find them here, right here. Yeah, so they're level 4. They're like double the level of, obviously, the knife ladies. So let's go ahead and quick affiliate there. These particular ladies are called the Shadowcasters, and then these ones are the Axe Slaughterers. So the Axemen. They're very, very cool, though. They drop in quantities of 2, same thing as the Shadowcasters, but they do, I think, probably more damage at this current level. Really, the thing with the Shadowcasters, of course, is they have the ability to, like, dodge later on. And then, obviously, it's 8 cost for 2 deployments of them, whereas it's 12 cost for these guys. So you have to be a little bit more careful with when you're deploying them and whatnot. And I think we'll probably want to get a healer up there right away as well. But we should hopefully be able to take out Gon a little bit quicker with both of them in there. Though it looks like he's being very effective with that reflect damage, which is a bit of a shame. They're still alive, though, whereas the other damage dealers were not at this point, so you can really see the extra tankiness kind of coming in clutch there, which is nice. We do have the magic DPSs in there now as well, hopefully trying to help out a little bit. We do take down the Gon there, which is nice. Uridin's not going to be strong enough to really survive against this there, so he was certainly trying, though. Vortex was healing him up and shielding him and all sorts of annoying things. We'll put down a tank, and then I think we'll just save up and send in like 2 archers at the same time here pretty much as well. And it was a little bit more sketchy there, I'm not going to lie. We didn't get through it as quick as I thought I would, to be honest. But in the end, I guess what matters is that we do get through it. So we do have enough units heading into their core that we are going to claim the victory here as well. We do take everybody out, which is pretty cool. So we got the victory both times for a full 30 points, which is pretty awesome. And that was actually enough to get them all the way down to 20, so hopefully somebody else is able to finish off that post there. And then Let's go ahead and just see what we can do on some of these other strongholds here. So this is the one that I was just at. Let's go back to a different stronghold. What's this one up here got to offer? We have Master Knight, who I have already attacked. We had this particular team here that I was wanting to try and take on. So, of course, we do have to be a bit careful because Praetus's range is going to extend out to, like, here. So, he's going to be a bit annoying, certainly. But I'm just thinking we don't really have... We have the Toreador, which is going to be annoying, but he's not going to be incredibly hard to take out usually. So I do think that, for example, the Knife Ladies might be enough to do it. That being said, though, as well, we could bring Maw. I do have the Fool now, so he can really help to shield up Maw as well, which I think we'll do, actually. I barely ever use him, so we'll go ahead and we'll give that a try there. Quick affiliate, everybody. Save the settings, start the battle. Let's see what we got going on here. So, for anyone who's not familiar, the Fool essentially just applies massive shields to whatever particular unit you place them behind. So we're going to wait for a full 10 and then place the Maw. And then we're going to wait for 5 and we're going to send the Fool in right behind him to hopefully help keep him alive there. And my Maw is only level 1, of course, so he is not incredibly tanky, as you can see, but those shields going on over the top will certainly help. We have taken out the Praetus, which is quite nice, so that's one less fella to worry about. We're going to save up for 10, and then we're going to send in these 2 Bookkeepers, and that should almost be enough to take this out, I think. The only thing we really have to be worried about, of course, is just Toreador with his Unyielding, but that'll only last so long, essentially, so we do just kind of waddle our way through to the end point here. We do take out Aelin. Last guy left is the Sargok, but he's not going to survive either. So Maw is incredibly useful. Now, you could argue that this might not have been the particular team to use him against, but, you know, hey, it is what it is, I guess. We can always just come back in with kind of the same team idea as well. Granted, obviously, on a different tank, because I think you only get to use him once per siege. Or guild versus guild. I always get the terminology confused because I play a lot of Raid Shadow Legends, and I play a lot of Watcher of Realms. You know, it's confusing. So we get to use him 4 times. My correction. Let's go ahead. Let's take him in again. We'll essentially just do the same thing against this particular enemy here. I think we're getting close to the end of my keys anyway, so I'm not really too worried about how much I've been using him. We'll go ahead and wait for the 10, put him down, just so we can get the Fool down quicker and sooner behind them. The Fool is so incredibly strong, even at level 1, because he's obviously placing that massive shield, as you've seen, which can just help your survivability so much. Like, it's absolutely bonkers. And then, of course, Maw being able to actually take out platform units is so incredibly strong as well, because now we don't need to worry about anybody harassing our healer, right? We don't need to worry about anybody harassing the casters when they come in here as well. Praetus is gone, right? So we now have Maw just tanking all of the damage from Sargok, which, you know, it is what it is, and we're already getting through, and we're going on to the end here. I think my casters will be able to take them out pretty easily. There it is. Not much they can do. And we're just waddling on through to the victory once again. Now, the fragments to try and level up Maw are, like, obscenely rare, so hopefully I'm able to get them to at least like level 2 or something like that over time, but what I really like and what I think this game does incredibly well is giving you rewards for completing certain pieces of content. So, for example, getting the highest damage chest on Guild Boss gives you Maw, right? It gives you, when you get to the 50,000 blood, that's how you get him. And then you compare that to something conversely like, you know, Raid Shadow Legends, where you don't really get too much for rewards like that. It is certainly a bit of a shame. I have something here in my storage, apparently. We have a summoning crystal that we can acquire. So that's pretty awesome. That being said, though, I hope this video was at least somewhat entertaining. I'm sure I'm going to get flooded with like strategies and nitpicks and all that sort of stuff down in the comments. I'd love to hear it, though, honestly. So, you know, if I did something wrong, let me know. I'm always willing to improve in this game. It's a lot of fun. The community is absolutely fantastic, so I am happy to be here and content creating for this wonderful title that is Watcher of Realms. That being said, thank you guys all so much for watching. I'll see you next time.